There's nobody there. Come out of the building. What are you supposed to do with it?
American Sniper movie. The story of the movie begins with a child named Chris, and we see him and his father going hunting. This is the first time Chris has hunted a deer. We see Chris when he goes with his family to church, and there Chris defends his brother when he is young. And after that, Chris's father gives advice to his children on how to benefit from it. And he tells them that the world has everything in it, and everything. In it contains sheep that do not know that it is the food and drink of the world. And in it are wolves that eat the sheep, and in it are the guard dogs that protect the sheep from the wolves. Years later, Chris and his brother grow up and decide to participate in bullfighting. There, Chris goes to his girlfriend's house and finds out that she is cheating on him with a stranger. Chris ends his relationship with his girlfriend because of his anger. Chris and his brother watch the bombing of the American embassy on TV. Chris gets angry and decides to join the American Navy in order to defend his country. Chris is seen training with American soldiers, and the training is very difficult. There, the officer trains Chris on sniper shooting, and the officer notices that Chris has experience and is skilled at sniper shooting. He tells the officer that the eye that doesn't notice the shooting should be closed, and Chris responds and tells him that the other eye should remain open and be alert, lest there be something else besides the enemy.
Aim small, miss small. If you aim for a shirt button, you might miss by 2 inches.
50 push-ups, and Chris hits a snake that was lost in the weeds to prove to the officer that the other eye needs to be kept open. There, the officer is surprised by Chris's skill and accuracy in shooting. Chris gets to know a girl named Tia and meets her more than once. Chris and Tia's relationship develops, and they decide to get married. When Chris grows up and becomes a professional shooter, he goes to Iraq during the war. The events begin with the sound of the call to prayer in an Iraqi city, and a group of American soldiers are present in one of the regions of Iraq. Chris's character appears as he becomes one of the best snipers in the American Navy. There, Chris is on top of an Iraqi house, monitoring the movement of American soldiers, protecting them, and informing them of any danger that threatens their lives. Chris sees that there is an Iraqi man on top of one of the houses, and this man is following the movement of the American soldiers and the American convoy. There, he informs one of the officers about this man and tells him that he is the one who communicates with and follows the American convoy. The officer tells him, "If you feel any danger towards the American convoy, then leave or don't wait." There are soldiers with Chris, and he says to Chris, "Maybe this person is calling one of his family members. Don't be hasty in killing him." You hear the officer's words, and with these two, the Iraqi man comes down from the roof of the house. Suddenly, Chris sees Amelia and her son coming out of the same house from the Iraqi man. Chris tells Amelia that she gave something to her son, which is a bomb. He decides to kill the child if he makes any movement towards the convoy, but the soldier with Chris tells him, "If you kill the child and it doesn't matter to you, you will go to prison because you killed an innocent child." He notices that the child is holding a bomb and decides to kill the child. After the child was killed, he saw the child's mother running to her son, taking the bomb and trying to throw it at American soldiers. But Chris kills her and the bomb explodes, but no American soldier is hurt. Now let's go to the events of the movie, and American soldiers are searching Belbeat for a person named Zarqawi. This person is one of the leaders who lead the Americans. Here, one of the officers tells the soldiers that anyone of military age over 18 should be killed because he might pose a danger to the American soldiers. Chris is alert to people who pose a threat to the soldiers, and is able to kill more than one with great professionalism and save the American convoy from harm. Chris hears about an Iraqi sniper named Mustafa, who is the strongest sniper possible, causing them danger and obstacles, and is the most experienced in killing and sniping. He is one of the most difficult people to locate. Chris calls his wife and learns from her that his brother is an organizer for the American forces. He descends from his sniper position and decides to go with the soldiers to search for Zarqawi, and they take the soldiers to one of the Iraqi houses near Zarqawi. Chris brings a translator to Maud to get information from an Iraqi person. This person asks for a sum of money in exchange for Maud giving them information about one of the leaders who is with Zarqawi and is considered his right-hand man. Chris promises that if the information is correct, he will give him the money. They go and investigate the information, and indeed all the information turns out to be correct. Chris and the soldiers with him go in the car, intending to bring money to this person who is providing information. Chris calls his wife and finds out from her that she is pregnant with a boy, which makes him very happy. But suddenly the driver is killed, and the phone falls from Chris's hands. Tia knows that Chris is in danger, and she keeps screaming and thinking that he killed Chris. They entered in a state of alarm, and here Chris knows that the person who shot the driver is the Iraqi sniper Mustafa. They remain trapped under Mustafa's fire, and after things calm down, a man named Jazar goes and kills the son of this man who is providing information to the Americans and who is taking money from them. When he advances against them, they kill him, and he tells them that anyone who cooperates with the Americans will be killed. After a few days, Chris returns to America for a short vacation. He and his wife go to the hospital to find out about the baby's condition. The doctor sees that Chris is dizzy and confused, The doctor examines him and finds that Chris's blood pressure is very high. She keeps asking him and Sean what causes his blood pressure to rise. Chris and his wife are on their way back, and his wife tries to find out from Sean why Chris's blood pressure is so high, but Chris doesn't answer her. But suddenly Tia feels the pain of childbirth, and Chris quickly returns to the hospital, and Tia gives birth to Chris's son, and they are happy. Chris's leave ends and he returns to duty in Iraq. There is Chris, who is coming back to see his brother at the airport, and greets him and encourages him. Chris and his friends go and agree to arrest the butcher. The butcher tells them that he is the most dangerous threat. Chris and the soldiers go to an Iraqi house where they believe the butcher is. Chris and the soldiers stay at home and ask them about the butcher, and the family tells them that they don't know anything about him. The soldiers stay at home and keep an eye on the butcher, but the father of the house. Chris offers to eat with the soldiers, and Chris and the soldiers sit and join them at the table, and they continue to eat with them. But here Chris notices that the man's elbow is injured, and Chris knows that this person is a sniper, and he remains suspicious that this is the Iraqi sniper Mustafa. And Chris tells them that he will go to the bathroom, and he continues to search the rooms and finds a secret weapons cache and goes and arrests the person who invited them to eat. And Chris threatens him and tells him that you are the one who will take us to the butcher's place, and if you do not take us, I will kill you at this table. And this person goes to the butcher's house and knocks on the door, and all the American forces are hiding behind him, and when the door opens, they attack. The American forces are on the house, but the butcher is defeated by a tunnel inside the house, and after a while Chris goes on leave and meets one of the soldiers who were on a mission. And Chris saved this soldier from death in the previous period. And this soldier tells Chris's son that your father is a hero, and the soldier sits and salutes Chris, and Tia brings a second child to Chris and builds him, and he sees his daughter smiling. He gets angry at the nurse, and Tia, when she sees his condition, tells him to leave the national duty and take care of his family, and tells him if Egypt continues to stop the American Navy and serve in Iraq, then I will leave you. And after that he moves to national duty while he is in Iraq trying to call Tia, but she does not answer his call. And he leaves. Chris is on a mission to ambush the Iraqi sniper Mustafa, and here they get information that the sniper was shot from this direction and might still be in the same place, and Chris is talking and recruiting someone named Pickles. Suddenly a bullet hits Pickles, and this bullet is from the Iraqi sniper Mustafa, and it was from a completely different place than the place they planned, because he is the one who stays in his place and they won't be able to find him. And Chris goes to visit his friend Pickles and check on him, and in the meantime Chris learns that Pickles died in the hospital, and the soldiers go out on a mission with Chris. And Mustafa kills one of the soldiers, but here Chris learns where Mustafa is and shoots him and kills him. Meanwhile, the Special Forces support arrives, and Chris calls Tia and tells him, I am going back home. My service in Iraq is over, and I will return and seek protection with you, and I have no one left for me but you. After a while, Chris and his wife return to the town. But Chris's behavior is very strange, and he is always nervous all the time, so he goes to a psychiatrist to get treatment. The doctor asks Chris and says, how many have you killed? He says, I killed 160 people. Hannon asks the doctor, you regretted the 160 people you killed if it weren't for them. Chris tells him, I regret not being able to save American soldiers from death, and they died in front of me. And this is the only thing I regret. The doctor tells him, you will be able to do that. He helps Americans. He says, I can help Americans. And the doctor goes with Chris to the disabled American soldiers who lost limbs in the war. And Chris takes the disabled soldiers to the sniper health and teaches them sniper shooting. And Chris returns to his normal self and his relationships and family after he got rid of his psychological state. And he starts teaching his son sniper shooting. And here someone comes and kills Chris, and Chris ends up at his hands, and Chris's story ends, and here the movie ends. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support us in continuing to provide content, and activate the bell to receive everything new. Subscribe to our other channels for more fun, and see you soon, God willing, with a new summary of a new movie or a new series in Espresso. Bye.